Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. This is Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things 33 common sense lens. And man, I'll tell you what, the Disney lawsuits just keep coming, and I cannot wait for all of the full-blown exposure that we get. Obviously, we know about the Gina Carano lawsuit and how that is now past the process of getting dismissed by the judge out there. It's got to go over all of that kind of stuff, and now it's one of them situations where that's not the only one. That's not the only dirty secrets we'll end up finding out. Because as we've talked about for a very long time, that Disney had been lying about its streaming numbers, that it had been lying about its profitability and all of that other kind of stuff going on for a very long time. They were shifting money around. They were trying to transplant things. We talked about why they would release things on Hulu and Disney Plus as well to kind of cook the books as far as the way a lot of the costs cut and all of that kind of stuff. Situation ended up working out. And guess what? We weren't the only ones paying attention, boys and girls, because contrary to people's assertions out there that these investors don't know what's going on and that, of course, they're not paying attention and apparently they're dumb and all of us content creators out there are smarter than them with all of our analysis. Well, guess what? They have been paying attention. Hell, they're probably subscribed to some of our bigger channels out there, including like Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers and all of those other guys, WW Pro, That Park Place, because guess what? They were smelling what Disney was cooking the books about the entire time. But of course, they couldn't go out there and speak publicly because they had a lawsuit a-brewing, boys and girls. And that's exactly what we've got right here. Disney's company's streaming secrets could be exposed after court ruling in Disney Plus lawsuit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as the dear sweet Hollywood Reporter puts it over here, Disney's multi-billion-dollar streaming decisions may be unearthed in court battle against investors. A judge declined to dismiss a lawsuit from investors who claim former CEO Bob Iger aimed to hide Disney Plus costs and make forecasts that it would be profitable by 2024. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, those books are going to be exposed. And yes, I also a little bit kind of feel bad for our dear sweet Bob Iger, who literally is nothing more than the fall guy for allegedly everything that went wrong with Disney out there. Because, of course, Bob Iger, I'm sure, of course, was not actually in any kind of control in any way, shape, or form, boys and girls. He has no responsibility for any of these kind of things. It's not like he did not give up his corner office out there in Burbank with his own personal shower. No. Of course, it was all Chapek's fault, and he was the one making all of the decisions. So, boys and girls, the details of this and all of the things that the investors accused them of are absolutely glorious, and the juicy details are there for the garner because, yes, this confirms pretty much everything. Every content creator with a half a brain out there, every independent journalist out there with half a brain out there who had been paying attention to what Disney was doing with their streaming services and how they were cooking the books is absolutely validated by the investors calling out the exact same thing. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com, getting all of the juicy details, and who knows, maybe we'll even give a little credit out there to the Hollywood Reporter. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, because we are grinding, we are growing, boys and girls. We just crossed 1,600. We're on our way to 17, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. What kind of exposure do you think will end up coming out from this lawsuit? Do you think we'll actually make it all the way to a full-blown discovery where we'll get to see all this kind of stuff? Or do you think Disney's going to try to settle to make sure that none of their dirty laundry ever gets exposed to the actual general public out there? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. Think about becoming a member. That'd be great. Fro from thatparkplace.com and our dear sweet Montanero. A major legal battle is brewing for Disney as a federal judge has advanced a lawsuit brought by investors who claim they were misled about the financial health of Disney Plus during the tenure of former CEO Bob Iger. They were. U.S. District Judge Consuelo Marshall denied Disney's motion to dismiss the case, signaling the claim against the entertainment giant warrants closer examination, which means we get discovery, boys and girls, and oh, the things we'll get to see with that. This really opens the door to uncovering internal Disney streaming discussions, decisions, and strategies that the company may have preferred to keep behind closed doors. If the case moves forward, it could force Disney to reveal details about how its streaming empire was built and the choices executives made that they might now regret. Yeah, you think? I mean, wasn't they really, literally, we already know that they've been cooking the books about the fact that they're profitable. Their streaming services are profitable because they bundled Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN all together with that, so they can argue that their streaming services are profitable, even though Hulu and ESPN Plus are profitable on their own independently, while as Disney Plus is a complete and total loss leader. Yeah, kind of funny how that works. At the heart of Disney Plus lawsuit are allegations that that Chapek and other top executives orchestrated a plan to mask the true financial strain caused by aggressive subscriber growth and lofty profitability targets. Investors argue that the company presented an overly optimistic picture of Disney Plus's performance. You think? Despite mounting losses, they were being hidden through the creative accounting and strategic content distribution decisions. Creative accounting, content distribution. Yeah, like releasing things like Echo on Marvel or on Disney and Hulu at the same time, because allegedly it was for a mature audience, so it would do better on Hulu, even though Disney Plus has had a mature audiences, a parent and children's setting since literally like October of the year before that thing came out. Yeah. The complaint accuses Chapek of overhauling Disney's executive leadership structure to better conceal the rising costs of Disney Plus. This includes shifting shows intended as streaming originals to legacy TV networks to offset streaming expenses. Yep. Exactly what we'd all been saying. These moves allegedly help maintain the illusion that Disney Plus was on track to reach profitability by 2024. As court proceedings continue, there's growing speculation that sensitive documents and testimonies could surface, and we know this stuff always leaks. Shedding light on Disney's internal strategies and revealing the behind-the-scenes decisions that shape Disney Plus. With the lawsuit moving forward, the potential for exposing previously hidden information has heightened investor interest and public scrutiny. I wonder why. Investors further allege that Chapek's ambitious subscriber growth targets, quadrupling expectations to 230 million by 2024, were unrealistic. You think? As December of 2024, Disney Plus had amassed 124.6 million core subscribers, falling significantly short of these goals. The Disney Plus lawsuit claims that Chapek and his team prioritized short-term subscriber gains over long-term financial stability, which lines up with exactly what Valiant Renegade and those guys over at like That Park Place and WWE Pro and everybody else were saying, like the whole India deal, right? Like somebody brought it up in my chat the other day when we do our live streams Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Sometimes we're a little late, but that happens. It's one of them situations where somebody brought that up in our chat. Like they lost like 70,000 subscribers or 700,000 subscribers or something like last quarter. I was like, that's because of the India deal, right? And the India deal was literally, the people in India were literally getting Disney Plus for like 75 cents a month, right? Because of the package kind of crazy deal that they did to include like cricket and everything else. All that did was fluff up their numbers. It was literally costing them money to have people in India subscribe to Disney Plus because they were getting it for 75 cents, right? Literally, it was costing them money for every single subscriber out there. And once the investors figured out that subscriber numbers don't matter all that much if you're not making a profit, now all of a sudden the tides have turned. So the court found that the investors provided significant evidence suggesting that potential deceptive conduct. Central to these allegations is the reorganization of Disney's media and entertainment operations under the Disney Media and Entertainment Distribution arm. The restructure allowed Chapek and his deputy Karen Dillon to consolidate control over content distribution, allegedly enabling them to manipulate how costs were reported across Disney's divisions, which, like I said, isn't anything different than what Disney just did back in the fall, where they said their streaming services are profitable. Not talking about the fact that Disney Plus is losing them money. One of the more striking claims involves Disney's massive spending on content. Oh, really? Like the $300 million they spent on The Acolyte? Yeah, things like that. Under Chapek's leadership, content expenditures ballooned to $33 billion in 2021, with over $16 billion allocated to Disney Plus alone. Remember all those times I've said in my videos and on my live streams about how Disney Plus has cost them billions of dollars over the last few years? Yeah. There you go. We've got an official number, $16 billion. And that was just in 2021 when the streaming service wasn't profitable because the content they were creating was absolute garbage, right? Seriously. Agatha all along, anyone? And that's just what they've been doing the last couple of years. The strategy was to flood the digital shelves with a vast array of content to attract new subscribers, according to the lawsuit, just like what we said they were doing, and it failed miserably. It also didn't help that they had movie people trying to make television shows, which does not work at all. Former Disney employees have come forward to support these allegations. A confidential witness who served as a senior executive for Disney's streaming arm described relentless pressure to meet unreasonable targets. Another executive responsible for the global roadmap of Disney Plus echoed this sentiment, stating that subscriber growth was the sole focus during Chapek's short reign atop the company. And we saw this. We saw this in public statements. We saw this across all of the streaming services, right? HBO Max did this. Paramount Plus did this. All of the streaming services were all stouting the exact same nonsense at the exact same time, because that was what their trick was, to convince investors to come in and continue to invest in what was a literal losing strategy for them. That's why they've all got ads now. The Disney Plus lawsuit also scrutinizes Disney's promotional strategies, including partnerships that offered heavily discounted subscriptions, i.e. India. Notably, Disney's collaboration with Verizon, which provided a year of free Disney Plus with select wireless plans, contributed significantly to subscriber growth. Yeah, the fake subscribers. That's why the numbers were so bad on all of those television shows, because look how many subscribers we've got. Except, yeah, like everybody pointed out, what if that's just somebody included in your cell phone package, right? I've got Netflix included in mine now in T-Mobile. Now, I was already a Netflix subscriber before, but now I've switched over to the T-Mobile plan because it's included with my contract. There's so many examples of that stuff going on out there. It's not going to make the companies any money. It just sounds good. It looks good on paper because your numbers are up. However, the lawsuit argues that this tactic inflated subscriber counts while reducing average revenue per user, ultimately undermining long-term profitability. The court highlighted how these promotions were factored into Disney's reported subscriber numbers. Told ya! That's exactly what everybody said, that these numbers were only so big because of all of these stupid contracts. Witnesses claim that the individuals accessing Disney Plus through promotional deals were counted as paid subscribers despite the reduced revenues these deals generated. Oh, color us shocked there. Another key aspect of the lawsuit is the alleged manipulation of content costs. Oh, you mean they were lying about how much money it costs to produce these television shows? Huh? Weird. Who would have ever suspected that? Yet people continue to believe, Deadline and The Hollywood Reporter, that Captain Black America only cost $180 million. No, there's no examples whatsoever of Disney ever lying about any of the kind of stuff or ever trying to manipulate their money in any way, shape, or form, or the costs, except for everything that's alleged in this lawsuit, and with witnesses that are literally Disney's executives that might still be working at the company. All right? Like, literally, this is the whole, everybody just exposing what all the content creators in the fellowship have been saying for the last few years. It's all just being confirmed true. I love it, because if we've been suspecting it and we only looking at it from the outside in, the investors who actually get to look at the books a little bit more deeply are saying the exact same thing. Hey, hate to tell you. Well, actually, I don't hate to tell you. I love to tell you. We were right. And it's a glorious thing to find out, boys and girls. The lawsuit alleges these executives sold shares while aware of the internal financial struggles, raising further concerns about potential misconduct. The Disney Plus lawsuit represents investors who purchased Disney stock between December 2020 and May 2023, during which time the company's share price plummeted by approximately 55%. Despite Disney's assertions, it has consistently warned investors about the risk tied to its streaming strategy. That's not what your investors' calls were saying. The court found merit in the investors' claims to let the case proceed. As the legal battle unfolds, Disney's handling of its streaming ambitions under Chapek will face intense scrutiny, while allegations of deceptive practices and questionable financial strategies, you think? At the forefront, the outcome of the Disney Plus lawsuit could have significant implications for both the company's future and investor confidence. I'd imagine Disney's stock will probably take a hit if it hasn't already, just based on the fact that this lawsuit is getting to proceed going forward. Who knows? Maybe we'll look at a time now where it might be a good idea for Nelson Peltz to buy up a bunch of Disney stock if all of these lawsuits continue to go forward. Because like I said, this isn't the only one they've got coming, right? We've also got the Gina Carano lawsuit, which is going to be a bunch of really nasty PR as well. We had the lawsuit not too long ago that just got settled with a bunch of female workers out there in California who are getting paid less than their counterparts who happen to have a penis. Like, it's literally all of this kind of stuff that we have seen happen. It's all the emperor has no clothes, and Disney is getting exposed daily practically at this point, if not at least weekly. And it's absolutely hilarious. I cannot wait for all of this stuff to come out. I cannot wait for all of this expose and for the deep dive into the discovery aspect of these kind of things, because that stuff's going to leak. And we're going to find out the truth about all this kind of stuff, because we have been saying for a long time, all the pixie dusters in the world who snort everything that Disney farts out there have been going, how do you know it's a failure? Disney said it succeeded. Oh, they said it's fine. It's doing everything great. Well, guess what? Just like we've been saying the whole damn time, they were lying. They were lying to everyone. And that's exactly why this lawsuit is going forward, because the judge finds enough merit in the accusations from Disney's own investors that, yes, they were lying about all of their streaming service nonsense right from the get-go. And this, boys and girls, will show and expose that completely and totally. You know what? It's nice to be vindicated. Some people might say it doesn't mean all that much because, duh, we've known this the whole time. No, this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that we were right, and it will prove it to all of the investors out there, because this is what it takes to wake up the normies out there, is a court case like this exposing the truth of Disney and how much they've been lying for years, not only to the general public, but to their investors as well. And guess what, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, sorry for you to be the fall guy, buddy, because at the end of the day, Disney, your chickens are coming home to roost, and it's exactly what you deserve.